Ok.
Ciao, sono Tom Cruise e anch'io guardo Area 52.
What motivates you to make the right move?
I guess it goes back to family. My parents got divorced, and I was like 12 years old. I was living in Louisville, Kentucky, and we didn't have any money. I have 3 sisters and my mother at that point, and it was just us.
For half his life, he's been the biggest movie star in the world. His films, even the bad ones, routinely rake in more than $250 million. In a business where the bottom line is the only line, Cruise is king.
I think it's, I feel, you know how I feel? I feel privileged. That's how I feel. I feel I live a privileged life.
At 42, he's one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, in control of everything and everyone he encounters.
How are you?
Hey, Tom.
Peter, how you been, man?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Long time.
I know.
Yeah, take a
How
seat.
you been?
You're
Where do you
there.
want me to sit?
But today, that famous cruise control will be tested.
You're stepping over a line now.
Okay.
You're stepping over a line. You know you are. I'm just telling you right now, put your manners back in.
Tom Cruise is used to getting what he wants. He was still a child when he first set his sights on Hollywood.
I wanted to be an actor when I was about 4 years old. Yeah, 4 years old. I thought about it. It was the first time I thought of being an actor. I was living in St. Louis. That was the very first time I thought about being an actor. It just evolved. I wasn't necessarily thinking of this. I mean, I didn't plan this out. This just happened.
This boy from a broken home set himself a deadline to achieve success, and he didn't have to wait too long. In 1981, in his first film, Taps, the director was so impressed with the young Cruise, he gave him someone else's part.
It's beautiful, man! Beautiful! You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
He never looked back.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
In more than 30 films, he's given us some of the most iconic movie moments of the past 2 decades.
I love you. You complete me.
Just shut up. You had me at hello.
But off-screen, Cruise has devoted much of his power, influence and substantial wealth to the Church of Scientology. It's a controversial religious philosophy based on the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard. Scientologists believe we are spiritual beings in control of our own destiny, and that therapies like psychiatry wrongly label individuals. The message struck a chord with the young Cruise at a time when he was struggling with dyslexia.
I had what absolutely they defined as learning disabilities, dyslexia.
That's what you were diagnosed that you had.
Sure, absolutely. That's what they do. They, you've got ADD, ADHD, and you go, what is the solution? Well, there isn't a solution. And now today it's take drugs. They actually wanted to put me on drugs. My mother wouldn't let them back then. And then when a friend of mine actually gave me this, it was actually this picture book about suppression, and social and antisocial personalities, and I was like, what is this? They said Scientology. I said, oh, I'm very interested. And that's when I became a Scientologist, about 20 years ago.
It has obviously had a massive impact on you.
No, it was significant, I mean, you look at...
Hollywood and Scientology's golden couple, the ingenue and the movie star. His fortune, her youth, their mad, passionate love affair.
I saw Tom and Katie in a restaurant like less than a year ago. They looked really happy together. They looked like a couple that was getting along just fine.
Maybe they were happy a year ago in the restaurant, maybe not. You're forgetting one fundamental thing, they're both actors.
But to some on the outside looking in, Katie wasn't convincing in her role. Journalist Mark Ebner believes Katie was no longer enamored with the church, setting the stage for the split.
The truth is, marriages fail for all kinds of reasons. Why does the church have to be the reason that this went down?
You're in or you're out. If she had any reservations about Scientology, then that would have been the biggest fracture, and that's what would have led to her divorce.
But E! correspondent Melanie Bromley believes there could be a simpler explanation.
What I have been told is that this relationship started to fall apart about a year ago because he wasn't around. And if you take away the fact that they're both incredibly famous, how do most marriages end? Because the two people in that relationship start to see the world in a different way, and that's what happened here.
Only Katie knows for sure her real reasons for wanting out of the marriage, or...
I went to St. Francis Seminary when I was a freshman in high school. At that point in my life, it was 2 years after the divorce. When I went there, it was like a very secure environment, you know, with boarding school. And I think I just needed that.
Holmes and Tom Cruise have come to a settlement, and neither one is talking. But former Church of Scientology official Marty Rathbun is speaking out about what he says was church meddling in a previous marriage. When Cruise divorced Nicole Kidman in 2001, Rathbun says he led Cruise through confessional sessions the church calls auditing.
He would come to the Celebrity Center virtually every day during late 2001 for auditing with me, and his kids were then overseen and nannied and tutored by Church of Scientology staff at the Celebrity Center when he had them.
Rathbun says church officials suggested to Tom and Nicole's children that Nicole was a suppressive person, someone bent on destroying others.
He and I were intensively at it, you know, auditing several hours a day over several months. So the kids were in the hands of Church of Scientology staff, and they were being indoctrinated, and they were reporting to Tom on how that was going in my presence.
What would the staff be telling those kids?
The initial doctrination of Connor and Bella, Connor was 6 years old, Bella was 9, was teaching them that certain people are antisocial personalities, they're suppressive people, and they started teaching them the characteristics of the antisocial personality.
Like their own mother?
Like their own mother.
The Church of Scientology has said no such conversations ever occurred, and Kidman has not commented on Rathbun's story. The church says Rathbun is an excommunicated self-promoter who is exploiting a private family matter for his own personal financial gain. The church has posted multiple allegations against him online, including charges of physical violence. Rathbun admits to violent behavior, but says he was put up to it by the church. The church has denied using any strong-arm tactics.
The church says they demoted you, and then they had to clean up your mess, and that you were exhibiting psychotic behavior.
Then why was I assigned by the chairman of the board to audit Tom Cruise during the last 4 years of my involvement at the Church of Scientology? That's my answer. My answer is a question.